What's going on, everybody? It's CryptoVision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's video, we're going to be checking out Ethereum. So if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I really appreciate it. So we got Ethereum here on the weekly chart. We were talking about this pattern. We talked about this on Friday's premium exclusive video on Ethereum. We covered Bitcoin, we covered all the comparative charts, the total charts. They all had this going on. Yeah, it's pretty bearish. All right, it's pretty bearish. It's a bear flag, and so right, we still on the charts. We still have this 2179 in play. Do we close? Do we come down here and close? Right, reset, possibly. Right, possibly. As long as we, theoretically, as long as we hold above 1383, right, this whole setup is intact. Whole setup. Right, then you can come back up. I don't think it goes that low, right? I don't think it goes that low. Some pretty not so great news, right? You got a red dot on the weekly chart. So, you have that green. When you have a red dot that, precedes a green dot, you're looking at a prolonged correction. So you had this green dot correction, and then, you finished up your wave, right? Whatever you're in, right? You come back down, take out the lows, then you rip. We had a green dot right here. You come back down, take out some lows, and you rip. Green dot. That's not apples to apples. You'd look like something down through here if you had a green dot right here and then a red dot. That'd be something that is close, similar to apples, right? Something right here if you had maybe a green dot then a red dot, apples to apples. So this is kind of what, we're kind of looking at something through in here where you got, you did get a green dot. You did get a green dot, but then you just finished up a correction. If I'm being honest, yeah. It just, when you look at something like through here, it just looks like a three-wave move. Like you needed to complete that three-wave move, right? You need to complete that move. This right here, you need to complete this move. Right? You need to complete this move. Come down, maybe bounce on the 200, take out those lows, and then go. I think it's fairly close. I think the low is almost in. If you've been around the channel, if you've been in the Discord, I've been saying December through February, kind of a time frame, right, of when we could see, crypto start to move. And in terms of if we really want to see something happen, we need December to kind of bottom. We kind of need December to bottom. Finish this up, clear this up, because this is ugly as heck. Like, clear this up. This is ugly. Come down. If you do need to come down to this 2179 level, we've had this marked out for a while. Clear it out, finish up your fifth wave, and then go on and be on your way. I think that overall, I still think you have your move getting ready. I do think there's a big move coming, and in terms of retracement levels, even if there's a retracement, right? Even if you think it's down only, right? Even if you think it's down only, right? You need a retracement, right? You need a retracement. If you think that we're in a bear market, if you think that crypto is done and over with, then you need a retracement to reject, and then you can come down. Right, then you can come down, something like this, right? Something like that. Something like this. Even it had an overextended B wave and came down. But I don't see it. I don't think so. In terms of the oversoldness of crypto, right? Super oversold right now. Super oversold. And in terms of the RSI kind of looks like it kind of did in. Right through here. I'm going to take a bars pattern. Right through here. Take this entire move through here, like this. Right, same thing. So we're looking at something like this, where you came down, you kind of bounced a little bit, and then you got moving. So, you're coming down, maybe you form like a W, and you go. That's what I'm kind of looking for. Looking for some kind of bounce, right? Some kind of bounce. in. We had like this crazy move. Something like this. Something like that. It's not as much as a bounce, but you had some kind of bounce. Some kind of bounce. And then you went on your jolly way. Right? Trying to get it to fit the idea. To illustrate the idea. Something like that. Right? Something on your merry way. Right, so you had this bounce, you had a bounce, bounce, you had a bounce, you had a bounce, and so you kind of finished off. I just don't think going into Christmas. I just don't think it's ever even for traditional stocks. When I was in traditional stocks, it's never like a crazy period. People are spending time with their families. They're taking money out to spend on gifts and things of that nature. In terms of the daily. Right, you kind of have a 5-wave move to the upside, if I'm being honest. So it's either a 5-wave move to the upside, or you have this move. You have a corrective move, a 3-wave. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you have a 3-wave move to the downside. 3-wave moves to the upside. Now you're going to get another 3-wave moves down. And then you go down. But either way, right? This is definitely 3 waves. This, can you get away with calling it 3 waves? I guess you could. I do like how it has 5 waves up. It's not the most extravagant 5-wave move, but you are making higher lows. But when you have the interest rates of Bank of Japan, I almost called it Bank of China for 3 for 3. I did it for XRP and Litecoin. When you got interest rate hikes, I mean it's at like a 9. It's going to happen. It's probably not going to be good for the markets in a time when there's not a lot of liquidity. Stablecoin dominance is going rampant. And so people are flocking to precious metals. Crypto is it's not, right? There's not the narrative is being built with all the news of banks and stablecoin dominance and this and that on crypto task force and yada yada yada. I think a narrative is being built for market makers to then flip really quickly, but in terms of the timing, I just think the holidays, especially Christmas. I have about like the first week of January, where I'm expecting some kind of move to the upside. Right, first week of January, and then some, right, and then starting our move. But in terms of Ethereum, right, 2179 still on the table on the daily. Where are we at? Yeah, we did actually have some momentum. You did break that sell side wall. You're down below it again. Not surprised. What's today? Wednesday? It's Wednesday, so you have plenty of time to figure yourself out. Whoa. Oh, because I had the other moves. Right? We had these ideas on Ethereum. We had these moves on Ethereum, and so right, we have this idea where you're going to kind of grind up. Honestly, it kind of does look like that. You did make a lower low through here though, so I'm not sure on that. And then we also had this idea where I don't think that really captures what's going on unless you come back down and you get like a double bottom kind of look. Right? Unless you get a double bottom kind of look. But right now this kind of looks like the scenario. Right? And we kind of have a retracement, partial retracement, elongated wave 4. and then you come back down for your fifth wave. All right, you still need 5 waves to the downside. It's not the enemy. The enemy isn't the structure. The enemy is people's expectations of crypto, of needing to go higher at a certain time, and this and that, right? If you just let it play out, I think it'll be fine. This is pretty ugly. I will say this is pretty ugly. I mean, if you got a 1-2, you got a B, C, no. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really like that. I don't like it. I just don't. If we're looking at something coming down, you have an A, B, C, A, B, C. Then you got like a bunch of... That looks bearish though. In terms of it once, I think we're going to see some green soon. This looks super corrective to the downside. It looks corrective to the downside, not to the upside. It does. When you have 3 down, and then 5 up like that, that makes it looks like you want to do that. Honestly, that's what it looks like. Right, like what? There we go, something like that, right? There we go. There we go. 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 score hours. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's what I got for Ethereum. Pardon me. Got some lower prices at 21.79. In terms of, a lower price target. It's kind of far away, if I'm being honest. Do we have something else? Pardon me. We can move that up just a tad bit. 2803. I mean, the 786. I mean, in all honesty, you break this. There we go. Cool. Break that, you're going down to 21. Cool. Awesome. So that's what I got for Ethereum. I'm still expecting higher prices. I do appreciate you stopping by. If you're interested in the free Discord, it's in the description below. I also offer a paid Patreon membership that comes with a bunch of perks. All that is in the description. If you're interested, you can reach out, ask me, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. As always, I thank you for your time. I thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great rest of your day and rest of your week. Take it easy. Peace.